When you use the EBG-20, you're going to experience a significant reduction in cost when compared to traditional stripping methods for your company. In this video, I would like to show you the potential savings that you can experience when using the EBG-20, as well as in conjunction with the system taught by IIT Consulting Group. First, we will enter in the hourly rate for a traditional floor tech. I'm going to be using rates local to the area that I am in. I recognize that these rates may be slightly higher or lower depending on your region. So $12.50 with a 17.5% overhead, this gives us a total low labor rate hourly at $14.69. In this example, we're going to be doing this in a 200,000 square foot facility of vinyl tile. Imagine this being something like a school with hallways and classrooms that all need to be done with varying conditions. So, on the left-hand side, we're going to be doing traditional floor stripping methods, which use stripper as the main method of removing the finish. And on the right-hand side, we're going to be doing EBG floor stripping or scrubbing methods of removing the finish, which uses the SPP pad and the EBG as a primary method of removing the finish. And we also have it broken down by different categories, and we will show you the savings in each category as well as overall. First, stripping labor. I recognize that stripping labor is something that the productivity rate for this is something that can be all over the board. What I am including in this, for a 200,000 square foot an hour productivity rate, this is going to include setup time of all the equipment and machines and the room. Dwell time, for the initial dwell time of putting down the stripper as usual, it needs to have 5 to 10 minutes of dwell time. Stripping the floor. Edge work, such as using razor blades, wiping down the baseboards, and tending to edges or tending to doorways. Takedown of the machine, removing the machines from the room in such a way that does not damage the hallway or the adjacent room. And then the cleanup of all the machines and placing them into the closet. So at 200 square feet an hour, this turns into a 1,000 man hours to do this job, or $14,687.50. With the EBG-20 at 1,000 square feet an hour. Now, I would like to first point out that normal users of the EBG-20 who just pick it up and go will probably experience about a 700 to 900 hour productivity rate. If you use the systems taught by IIT Consulting Group, that number will jump from 900 to 1,400, depending on the type of building and also how diligent users are following the system. So at 1,000 square feet an hour, that is 200 hours total, or $2,937. That is a savings of 80% or $11,750. If you were to do everything exactly the same, but only reduce labor, you would experience almost $12,000 savings for a $200,000 square foot building. That in and of itself is very remarkable. Now, floor finish is broken into two categories. The chemical cost, the product cost, and also the labor. With the EBG-20, you actually are able to lay less finish, as your first coat that you would lay is more like your third. If you were to normally lay 5 coats, you would only have to apply 3. And if you're going to be normally applying 6, you would only have to apply 4, etc. So in this example, we're going to be saying 6 coats of finish. An average coverage per gallon is 2,000 square feet for both, at $12.50 for both, with 6 coats for traditional, 4 coats with the EBG-20. Traditional method is $7,500, EBG-20 $5,000. This is for the product, or 33% reduction, or $2,500. For the finish labor, and you are having 2 less coats that you need to apply, from 800 hours to 533 hours, or $11,750 to $7,833, for a difference of 33%, or $3,916. Now, here's where the two methodologies differ quite a bit. Traditional floor stripping methods use stripper as the primary method of removing the floor finish. EBG-20 uses the EBG-20 in conjunction with the 3M SPP pad as the primary method of removing the finish. Using the stripper as the method of removing it at $19 a gallon at roughly 500 square feet per gallon coverage, these are averages, you get $7,600 or 400 gallons of stripper. Using the 3M, an average pad can go about 3,000 square feet before it needs to be replaced. If you follow the methods that we teach at IET Consulting Group, that number will be increased to 4,500 square feet or more before the pad will need to be replaced. So that is 400 gallons of chemical or 67 pads. At $15 per pads, that is $1,000 for a difference of $6,600 or 86%. Now let's look at the totals. For this example, the estimate for stripping this 200,000 square foot building for the normal traditional method is $41,537 or 21 cents per square foot. With the EBG-20, it is $16,770 or 8 cents per square foot. This is almost a 60% savings or almost $25,000, which to be able to apply this into your company, you would be experiencing a 60% savings in your company for your floor care. To learn more about the EBG-20 or the methods that we teach at IET Consulting Group, visit us on the web at www.ietconsultinggroup.com, or to learn more about products that we offer, visit us at www.ietconsultinggroup.com/store. You can also email me for any questions at chris@ietconsultinggroup.com, and feel free to call me anytime on my phone number at 870-243-9983.